Looking for a planner to get your homeschool organized this year? This is video number 1 in our planner review series where I'll be walking you through several of the top homeschooling planners out there. If you're new here, welcome. At the Homeschool Newbie, we help homeschooling parents go from confusion to confidence in their homeschooling journey. In this video, we'll be exploring each page in the Chaos Coordinator Homeschool Lesson Planner. I'll be sharing this planner's pros and cons and ways to use this planner in your homeschool. Overall, this is a very fun homeschool planner for people who are just looking for the basics on planning their homeschool year. It could be good for people who are new to homeschooling and don't want to get overwhelmed with all the extra things that a lot of homeschool planners come with. So this is great for basic. Overall, I really loved that this was very durable. It seemed a good quality print. It also has a spiral bounding, which makes it easy to flip through. It makes it easy to write on, and it doesn't feel like you're fighting with the other side of the book while you're trying to get things written. The design is very beautiful, vibrant colors on the front without looking too distracting or busy. The fonts are overall fun and playful. A lot of them are clean as well. And the pages are laid out in a way that makes sense and are very, actually, in my opinion, very cute. So let's dive into the planner. So we start with the About Me section. And this is where you can write your name, email address, phone number, and your physical address. To me, this one is not very necessary. I don't know exactly why the author included this page. The only thing I can think of is if you lose your book, that people know how to get in contact with you. But for me, I don't think most people would use that for their own reference anyway. And then we have the classroom information and the contact for getting in contact with the business who makes this. So classroom information schedule can be completely adaptable to your needs and this is meant to reference throughout the year, and it may change. A lot of homeschool parents find that their schedule changes over time. So, you can use this as a starting point or a general block idea of what you're planning on doing. And the contacts section, I normally put contacts in my phone, but it might be useful as you're writing in this planner to reference this on paper. So, and then we go to the attendance section, which there's actually 4 generous pages for this. And it looks to me that it's meant for recording each child's attendance, and it has 4 pages, so 4 children. It's organized up to January to December, and then the dates of the month here. For me, I feel like 4 sheets is a little excessive. A lot of families choose to fill in all together. So if we're all here doing homeschool, we're just going to color in this box and call it good. For other homeschool families, they do tallies. So they put a tally per student who's there on that day. So in my opinion, most families would just need 1 sheet for that purpose. But if you are a person who really likes detail, this might be useful to you. Then we go to the field trip section, which my first impression was, oh, it's so cute. I love how it's formatted. It looks very clean. It's organized by the months. And then we have when, where, and contact of the field trip. And we have down here, we have extra notes. For this, I'm thinking, what if you go on more than 1 field trip per month? Where do you write it? Maybe you write it down here, but I don't know. So that's the only con that I can think of to this page is there's only 1 line per month dedicated to the when, where, and contact. I guess you can kind of fit it in below, but otherwise it looks very good if you're not a field trip crazy family. You like to keep it on the minimum. Then we get to the month section, and this will repeat for 12 months. And we have Sunday through Saturday, and it is completely blank. So that means that you can start in whatever month that your homeschool starts. So if you don't start in August or September, you can start in January. You can start in July. Whatever month you start in, you can decide with an undated planner like this one. Another advantage of an undated planner like this is that if you go through the months and you forget to write in a few months, or you get out of the habit of it and then you decide to return to it, you don't have to waste a few of the months within here. You can just pick up where you left off. So another
fun part of this is the little grid note section. It's kind of gridded, I assume, because you can kind of do a mind map in addition to list formatting. So I feel like that's kind of unique and fun. Then we get to the things to do section, and it's designed for an overview of the weeks that we just planned in this calendar section. So we have to-do list with checkboxes in each month, and then another mind map type grid section. The only disadvantage of this is if you were planning your week, let's say you were on week 3 and you wanted to say, oh yeah, what was my to-do list? You'd kind of have to flip back to reference week 3, flip back and forth. You could take a paper clip and kind of have that bookmarked, but if that bothers you, that might be a con. If not, looks like it probably would be fine. Then we get to the individual week planning. So you get a little more detail on each week, and there's 4 of them to represent the 4 weeks that we're planning for the month. And it accommodates up to 7 subjects, and it has undated days, so you can fill in the day of the week that you are working on. It's Monday through Friday, so if you do anything on the weekends, this might not be the best format for you. I'm sure you could accommodate it. Maybe you take one of the subjects at the end and turn it into a Saturday, or you just cross it out and put another day. So just keep that in mind if you're not a Monday through Friday homeschool family. But otherwise, you can write in the week and any notes you have. It's a little bit small, but you'll see throughout the book, there's a lot of other places to write notes that it makes up for. Okay, so after the week 4, it repeats all the way to the end of the book. There's one more section that's pretty fun, and I kind of alluded to it. It's the notes section, which there is 7 full pages, which is so cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 pages of notes, which is even better. And this is really fun for homeschooling parents, because even though this is a little bit shy of a lot of the extra planning sections that compared to a lot of other homeschool planners, you can accommodate this section to whatever you want. If you wanted a curriculum list, you can write it right there. If you wanted a book list, you could write it right there, a shopping list. If you wanted to plan your year goals or your student goals, the sky's the limit with this. And, a lot of planners in the very back have a reflection page. So it's almost like a scrapbook where you talk about the highlights of the year and things you liked and the things you did and the places you went, and you could even post pictures in. So there is so much you can do with these note sections. And that is the end of the book, which it's really great. I loved going into detail and digging deep into this fun planner. And now I want to go over some pros and cons that I found when I was flipping through this book. So like I kind of mentioned before, it's very durable. I love the spiral bound. It makes it super easy. I love the size of the planner as well. It's small enough you can travel with it, but it's big enough where I feel like while I'm writing in it, I'm not trying to just cram in I have enough space to write what I want to write. And then the design is very clean in most places, and it's very cute. I feel like it's fun and it's playful, and the fonts are very fun. I love how it's undated and customizable for the months and the weeks. That makes it very easy to adapt to your own homeschool curriculum and schedules. So some cons of this, it doesn't have, like I kind of mentioned, it doesn't have a lot of extra tools, like planning tools for maybe if you want to plan your year ahead and kind of do some goals for yourself, for your students, write down all your passwords or curriculum, book lists, that kind of thing. There's not a lot of space in the beginning of this book, but I did, like I said before, it makes up for it in the notes section in the back. And so if it bothers you that it's not dedicated to that, there's not pages dedicated to those types of things, then that might be a con for you. Fonts. The fonts are really cute in general. A lot of them are easy to read. There's a few really cute ones that are kind of, you have to squint to read. Like they're very cute and they're very playful, but they're not as easy to read. Like a lot of the titles like the lesson right here. And in the field trips, the when, where, and contact, you know, it's readable, definitely, but you just kind of have to spend an extra second or two to figure out what it says. Um, and a lot of, so another con is some of the pages, even though there's not a lot of extra planning pages, some of the ones that are included in here don't seem very necessary to me, or they seem redundant, like the attendance page and the about me page that was right at the beginning. Let me see if I can flip through it, flip to it to remind you. So yeah, I don't feel like this was super necessary, or the the extra 3 attendance pages. It was unclear to me how many students this was accommodating. It had 4 attendance sheets for the attendance, so maybe it's 4 kids. But down here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows for each subject, so maybe it's 6 students. So it's just unclear, and you know that might be intentional. So maybe it's a lot more adaptable for what you need and how many kids you are homeschooling. So maybe that's a pro for you. And the last con is, you know, because it's spiral bound, it may be a little bit harder to add in pages that you want. So some people I've known they want to add some pages of their own in here, maybe some extra note pages or a pocket sheet. And it, you know, you could probably figure out how to put it in there, but it's not as easy as a 3-hole punch book, you know, a binder or something. And then there's no pocket. Some planners include a pocket, which is kind of fun, but this one doesn't. I know this is thick enough, you could probably make your own DIY style, but it just doesn't include it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this planner. We Overall, it's a wonderful planner for your basics, weekly and monthly planning. If it's a daily planner you're looking for, this is not for you. But if you're a parent who just wants the basics and wants to get the job done, this is a great option. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks.
If you're feeling excited about getting organized this school year, grab my homeschooling starter kit over at homeschoolnewbie.com. Also, don't miss the other homeschooling planners that I'll be reviewing in this series in our YouTube channel. You can find all of these resources in the description below. Thanks for watching.